People fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine.
Nashville's first curling venue is here at T-Line Nashville. Come check out T-Line Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here.
Let's put on a show.
What kind of a show is it going to be?
We fire the jokes at you like an automatic weapon of comedy.
Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios, it's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland. Call now on the Cure Hotline at 615-844-5600. Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
A good Friday afternoon to you, and yes, welcome into the McFarland Show. Darren and Justin here with you. I don't need to say our last name because it's called the McFarland Show.
Obviously, our last name is McGillicuddy.
McDowell's.
Obviously.
If we've already used a Coming to America reference in 2 weeks, so might as well use one.
We can roll another one out. That's totally fine.
I think we did it last week, so we're allowed to do a Coming to America reference.
I called Roman Yossi Prince Hakeem. I did for his treatment in Switzerland because it was amazing.
You did. Devlin is on the other side of the room. He's hanging out with us here today. He's also going to be a part of Afternoon Stretch. Actually, there will not be an Afternoon Stretch.
Nope.
That's
Braves game.
Braves game at listen to this, folks. Set your clocks. 3:37 first pitch. So with that being said, let's go back over to the desk where Devlin is standing by.
After several mathematical calculations.
Erroneously shouted out that 3:19 was our end mark. I said, is that factual or is that an opinion?
He's got a whole chalkboard over there. You guys can't see him.
That is an opinion because that was what it was when it was the other day at a 3:35 first pitch. So a 2 minute later. Like, I wonder what happened, Justin. Is it because they went to Philly and they just like, we need 2 extra minutes for that first pitch time as opposed to 3:35? We'll make it 3:37. We did have to be out at 2:19. So do we have still opinions or is there a fact, Devlin, of when we have to be out today?
9 seconds before 3:19. 3:18:51.
Wait a minute. We lost time. We lost time.
3:18:51.
How is that possible? We lost time on a later start.
I don't make the rules.
3:18:51. Now, have you checked with NASA? Are you sure?
Because
I know you have to work with the big board like they did in the movies where they calculate exactly how the space shuttle lands.
Are you synced up with their
clock?
Are
you synced up to make sure? Is that the case here?
I can give them a call. I've got NASA on speed dial, so I'm sure they'll let me know.
Contact mission control there.
I'm
make sure we go for launch.
Befuddled. Justin, we lost time on a 2 minute later start.
On a 2 minute later start. Maybe they got extra sponsors there in Philadelphia. They need time to get in the extra word about the cheesesteaks or something.
I guess.
Or or maybe this is because the Braves haven't decided on a pitcher yet. At least they hadn't when I checked several hours ago.
Oh, they've decided. They
haven't told us. They just have.
They've decided.
Maybe that's what the extra two minutes and several seconds are for, is to give them extra time to make sure they understand who the pitcher is going to be. So it's just a timeout. That's all it is. They took a timeout. Just the extra 2 minutes just to make sure.
Let's just, for giggles, let's just see if they've actually put something.
If they actually put it up,
They have. It is going to be. He's got a new contract and everything.
All right.
Strider is going to be on the bump.
Okay.
Nola versus Strider.
At long last. Now, do they also have the results of the Nick Saban dilemma as well, as far as who the starting quarterback is going to be?
Snap count or is it pitch count?
Yes.
He said pitch count. I don't know why the football coach was saying his quarterback is on a pitch count.
I think it's because he had Yankees on the brain, because he asked about the Yankees at the end of the press conference.
He did.
So, and we're talking about head coach Nick Saban, of course, of the Alabama Crimson Tide, who did all of this. He said
do you really need to tell everybody like it's a sports show?
I mean,
if they don't, I doubt they're listening if they don't know. Who's this Nick Saban guy?
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. As you can see, I'm still in my TV
I was
clothes.
Say, you're in TV clothes.
I've been busy today, so I haven't had a chance to, change into my radio attire. So there's part of me that's still in television language at this point. So in TV, you have to clarify everything. You can't just assume. You have to say the name, and then you have to give the title for context.
Well, you're not on sports TV. You're just on television. Yeah, you're not on sports television.
I'll let you continue. Carry on, sir. Carry on.
I just love that on the Sports Talk radio show. Nick Saban, that is the head coach of the Alabama football Crimson Tide.
Certain things are hard to get rid of. It's hard to shake it.
This is why you're going to need to start putting like a jumpsuit in your car. You're going to have to change because as long as you're snazzed up, you're dressed up,
and
you're still going to come in as TV Justin.
I can go get the shirt and tie and the shirt and tie, the suit and tie. I can get the suit jacket and the tie. And smear on a little makeup
then
here.
It'll get worse.
And then give you the full experience there.
No, then you'll be reading from a script. Yes, that's right, Darren.
Hold on. Now, hold on.
I did see that last night in the Washington Commanders versus Chicago Bears game.
Hold on. First of all, you're going to make sure my cadence is correct if you're going to imitate, okay? That is not the way that goes. We are not run, Dick, run, okay? See Jane play. That's not what's going on here, okay? When you read, it's got to flow, okay? We can flow, okay?
Okay.
So, we can make it happen there.
That was just, I was reading from a teleprompter that wasn't teleprompter.
There wasn't teleprompter.
A sheet of paper.
Just, and the ruffling to make sure that the radio audience understood.
See what I did there?
That we were doing. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
You got to paint the picture.
Darren and I combined are like a radio and television empire. We could have an encyclopedia of knowledge on both mediums. With our powers combined, we are the McFarland Show.
So we're looking outside. It's beautiful, although it's windy.
It is.
We're watching the Guardians and the Yankees in New York. They're in the 6th, and it's 2-2. So that's about an hour away from Philadelphia. It looks nice there. So we're going to assume, because we have not seen nor heard that there is any weather issues in Philadelphia. So we believe that we'll be out at 3:19. I'm going to push it to 3:19. I don't care what Devlin says. I'm giving us the extra 10 seconds.
Well, you can do whatever you want.
That decision
Devlin's got the buttons. You can think whatever you want to think about, I'm just going to take it. Okay, well, you go ahead and think that.
Yeah, and that's probably why Ted and Adam Johnson put the buttons over there.
Yeah,
so
the buttons are over there. So you can't just hijack the extra 10 seconds because you feel like it. That's not the way this goes.
That's a good point.
Devlin's under orders. He's going to follow the orders given to him by the people who sign the paychecks around here.
It's a good point.
Am I right or wrong?
That's a good point.
Okay, okay. Yeah, see? That's what I thought.
See, he also has, suit mentalities, too. So, he's, television. And then when he's dressed up, he also kind of, to the side, he moonlights as a suit.
I should go to the car and get my suit jacket just so I can put that on for the Friday broadcast. I should come in here every Friday in TV garb here just to, give the audience the full experience on both sides there. And maybe I should do Friday on Fox, in radio garb and just do
your boss
and just do a switch up.
No, the suits will not
I
like that.
I don't think they would like that, but I'm just saying, it's an idea. We can put the idea on the table.
Why doesn't TV ever have casual day? Why not have casual day at the office?
We actually do, kind of, and it is on Friday. It's just not as noticeable as you might think. So,
like, what's their version of casual?
Maybe they'll wear
no tie. Ooh.
Some guys, some people go that route. You may see more jeans in the office, even for reporters. Reporters may wear jeans in the office on a Friday, even though, listen, everything is changing now.
Yeah.
Because now you got guys who are wearing jeans every day. Back in my day, this is how you came all the time, no matter what you did. You came in suit and tie, and you were ready to go. Now you see guys in the polos and the jeans every day. This is how they're rolling in. And so, things are changing. That's all. I'm not saying it's good or bad or whatever. It's just things are changing. So if I was going to dress down, you go maybe with some khakis.
Oh.
Instead of but you still do the
gotta do the collared shirt.
Oh yeah. You still do all that. But maybe you just go with the nice khaki now.
Like, you don't get to do, like, Devlin's got hat on backwards. Like, you can't show up
to
Fox 17 with hat on backwards, right?
No, we can't roll in like that. No.
What would happen if you showed up hat on backwards?
I better have a point
and said,
for why
good morning,
that
guys.
Is. I need to have a point for why that is if I'm on the air with the hat on backwards. But, I have to give my folks at Fox, credit at this point. If I did show up with my hat on backwards and sat down at the news desk and began to do the news, I would think my folks at Fox would have enough trust to think Justin must have a point here somewhere. He's going somewhere as to why he has his hat on.
There's a story behind
There's a story. He is driving us somewhere as to why this hat is on. And they may just hold on until I get to it without asking about it. Maybe. I can't wait to play this for my boss so they can confirm what I might be thinking. But I'm thinking they may let me get up there just to see what might happen, because they will think Justin certainly is taking us somewhere.
He's got to have a reason.
He's got to have a reason. There's got to be a big reveal somewhere.
You know what I'm thankful for last night?
That the football game is over?
I'm thankful that I went to the Preds game and I didn't have to watch that football game that's now over.
Boy, it was.
How about those for two clunkers?
I'm still scarred by the helmets myself. I'm still trying to get over that. That was.
Remember, if you listened to yesterday's show, you were warned for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We warned you. We warned you. We warned you.
Warned you about the quality of play. We even warned you about the helmets.
The helmets, the uniforms, the play or lack of.
It was
the quality or lack of.
It was rough stuff.
I did give you winners. I said take the under in everything. Justin Fields. Yeah. Carson Wentz did not throw for 100 yards in today's game, and they won.
They did.
He did not throw for 100 yards.
They won by half a yard.
Where the defense is not allowed to do anything in football anymore, and they threw for less than 100 yards and won.
Yeah. And after the game, their head coach told the media off and stomped off the stage.
He was very happy about the win. Ron Rivera was in really good spirits. Or maybe he wasn't, because if you watched his presser, he was dropping F-bombs, and he just stormed off the podium and said these guys,
I'm going to give
they're
Ron
working their butts off. Like, Ron, I respect you, man, but let me just clue you in on something. This is like free advice.
You going to clue Ron Rivera
I am.
something?
I am. Because sometimes these coaches get lost in their own little world. They live in a bubble.
And they call on Darren for how to get back.
They should. I'll give him my number.
Okay.
No one cares if your players are working their arses off, okay? No one cares if you've got good guys and they're working hard. They're professional athletes. They get paid a lot of money like you.
Yeah.
And it's a results business. I'm happy that you've got good guys in the room. If they were a bunch of bad guys, I doubt you would tell us all. I doubt you would publicize that at the podium. But I'm happy for you that you have good guys. I like covering good guys, so good for you. No one cares, Ron, and that's not going to get you a contract extension, that your guys are working their butts off. Again, if they weren't, I doubt you would tell us at the podium. Okay? We're all going to go on the assumption that your guys are working hard because they're getting paid to work hard. They get paid lots of money. So no fan. I'm doing this as a free tip because I'm speaking for the fans.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by the McFarland Show.
Yeah. They pay their hard-earned money, or they give you their time. They support your program, your organization in this case. They support you and your players, and they don't care if you're telling them, hey, hang in there. I know we're not a playoff team. I know this team is going nowhere, and it plays a really, really ugly brand of football. But, hey, we work hard.
First of all, he didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that.
That's what you said.
No, that's what I said.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear. You know?
But people know this. If you've watched them, you know they're not a playoff team.
It doesn't seem. No.
They're not going anywhere. So that's
not in this NFC East. There were previous NFC East where they might have been a playoff team, even this bad.
8 wins would get you in the playoffs.
I think 7 and 9 got somebody in one year over there.
I'm just saying nobody cares that they're working hard. It's assumed they're working hard. They're professional athletes.
Okay.
There you go.
This is my thing about Ron Rivera and other guys, because we've run into this a couple times here in recent weeks, and I don't know why. Because we are supposed to be more mature than this. Ron Rivera is, yes, a former head coach of the Carolina Panthers and current head coach of the Washington Commanders.
He went to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
with Carolina
as a head coach.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that we keep forgetting, and I don't know why. Before Ron Rivera was the coach of all these things, what was Ron Rivera? What was Ron Rivera?
He was a coordinator.
Before that. See, when he put on the helmet and pads and went out there and played, he was a player. Not only was he a player, he was a player for the Chicago Bears. He was a player on the 85 Chicago Bears, one of the most fierce defenses in the history of football. They played with heavy intensity, heavy brand of football as far as hard-hitting, smash-mouth type of football. He played with several Hall of Famers.
One of the greatest teams we've ever seen.
Several Hall of Famers. Here's my thing. Why do we think that some of that guy isn't coming with him when he stands in front of the podium? Why do we divorce the two people like they're separate people? When you watch Ron Rivera, because we do the same thing with Coach Vrabel, I think, at times. Coach Vrabel is not some guy who studied really hard at coaching, even though I'm sure he did. I'm not saying that he didn't work hard at coaching. That's not what I'm saying. Let's be clear. I'm just saying that this is the guy who was a linebacker in the National Football League for many years.
Long time.
And brought that mentality somewhat, and still does, to his coaching days. I talked about Eddie Robinson Jr. earlier this week with his confrontation with Deion Sanders. Eddie Robinson was an NFL linebacker for 10 years. Like, that's not a cup of coffee. These guys played at the highest level possible and achieved, a lot of them achieved pretty well. If you're able to stick in this league for 8-10 years like some of these guys have. So when you are those people and you step up there in front of the podium, why do we think that all of a sudden there's somebody different? When we see Herm Edwards go, you played to win the game. Who was Herm Edwards?
Player.
Why do we think that the defensive back there for the Philadelphia Eagles is all of a sudden going to stand up there and be somebody very different than what we have known him to be? And the same thing with Ron Rivera. These guys are wired differently, and I'm going to cut Ron Rivera, even though clearly all that last night was unnecessary, but I'm going to cut him a little bit of a break, being that he was there in Chicago on the same field, by the way, where he played and won a bunch of games, or helped win a bunch of games for a very good football team. And he may have been feeling a little jazzed last night, and he may have had the juices flowing a little bit when he got up there in the podium. Just a little bit. And decided, you know what? I'm not going to take any lip from nobody tonight. Not happening.
You know what?
Somebody say something to me, I'm going to let them know.
Well, he feels the walls closing in on him. I get it. I understand it. That seems like a guy that
in that organization.
I know
He feels the walls closing in on him.
I know.
Let me ask you something. Who will fire him right now?
Well,
who's in charge of the team?
It feels
How
like
they gonna fire him?
They have a crazy owner, but it feels like a rudderless ship.
I don't know.
Too.
I don't know if he's empowered to operate within the football operations right now.
Until they drag him out of there,
fire him?
kicking and screaming, he's in charge.
That's what I'm saying. When you say he feels the walls closing in on him, from who? Daniel Snyder called him in and had a closed door meeting and told Ron, "Listen, straighten up or get out." Seriously?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You don't think he's on a hot seat?
Partially, but with that particular club,
because Daniel Snyder has shown patience over
no.
years?
Well, Daniel Snyder is in a very listen. If I was Daniel Snyder right now, and maybe this mean you gave Ron Rivera some friendly advice, I'm going to give Daniel Snyder some friendly advice. If you are Daniel Snyder and you're facing the kind of things that Daniel Snyder is facing, would you be anxious to fire an employee right now who maybe has been in your organization at a high level for the last several years with all of the stuff that has come out about them? Would you be anxious to say, you know what, you have been unsatisfactory, sir. It's time for you to go. That guy, loaded with that kind of information, you want him off your payroll.
I'm sure Daniel Snyder has info on Ron Rivera, just like he has everybody else.
That's what he says.
He's got secret stuff on Rivera.
I'm just saying.
Just like everybody else.
I'm just saying, you sure?
He's got the goods.
You sure that right now you want to let that guy go ahead and walk out the door unhappy?
I'm not saying I would.
That doesn't seem to be the wisest move right now.
Last night felt like T.O. It felt like T.O. when he was the Cowboys wide receiver. That's my quarterback you're talking about. He was like, that's my team you're talking about. He's feeling the heat.
He's a player's coach.
He's feeling the heat.
He's
hearing all the criticism.
Up for his guys.
I know. That's my team. Leave him alone. That's my team. That's what last night's post-game press conference felt like. That's my team. That's my team in there. That's my team in there. That's my team.
Well, it is his team in there.
It is.
At least for now.
Well, and just like Tony Romo was his quarterback.
Yeah, for the time being.
T.O. was not afraid to cry and tell everybody that was his quarterback.
Yeah, well,
leave
again,
him alone.
These are emotional guys here. It's an emotional game. You've been down there. You've seen the tears flowing. It's an emotional game.
Yep. All right, we're going to come back and switch gears. There's kind of a big tilt in Knoxville this week. And there's also some big tilts in college football.
Something going on in Knoxville tomorrow?
Yeah, supposedly this time tomorrow afternoon, there's going to be like over 100,000 people in one place.
What are they doing?
I think it's a Garth Brooks concert or something.
Oh, man.
I think.
Take your umbrella.
Yes. Thank you. All right, we're going to come back. Bill Keene, you can hear him mornings here on these airways from 6 to 9 a.m. We're going to talk all things college football.
He knows about football
with a man who talks a lot of college football. Bill Keene, next here on the McFarland Show, WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
That's the sound of a crack in the ceiling found at a home inspection. But with a Realtor by your side, a newfound leak might only cause minor worries. With their expertise, a Realtor can suggest a credit at closing and even connect you to a contractor to help you shore up that leak and alleviate your worries. When it comes to cracks in your plans, the expertise of a Realtor can make all the difference. The difference between an agent and a Realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
'Cause the Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a lounge singer to be their office receptionist.
Hello, this is Mickey Marquis, and you've reached the office of Doug & Associates. Thank you very much. Catch me Tuesday nights at the Hotel Johnson. Hello?
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Doug & Associates, this is Mickey Marquis. Hello?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at boombozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
Hey, football fan. The 2023 Commodore Sport Event posters are out and brought to you by these great sponsors. Master Battery, Ewing Bass Garage and Transmission, Nationwide Business Brothers, Parker and Watts Insurance, Firefly Pediatric Dentistry, Joe Line Concrete Service, Affordable Building Cleaning, Morton Plumbing, Shane Trucking and Excavating, Hargrove Body Shop, Frederick and Clark Realty, LLC, Richard Courtney. Brought to you and paid for by Prestige Marketing, LLC. Visit them online at prestigemarketingllc.com.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join Coach Bubba Spears and me for the Mid-State Checkdown High School Game of the Week Friday night with a region showdown between the Pearl Cone Firebirds and the Greenbrier Bobcats. It's a full evening of high school football on Nashville Sports Radio starting at 6:15 with Murphy's matchup, followed by the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. And then after the game, it's the scoreboard show with Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, and Devlin McKenzie. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WNSR.com, and the station app. That's Pearl Cone and Greenbrier right here Friday night on Nashville Sports Radio.
Back here on the McFarland Show on this Friday afternoon. Darren and Justin here with you, the man who talks a lot of college football right here on these airwaves. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. Bill Keene, he is the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to college football.
Legendary.
And we have got some football games to talk about, including the big tilt in East Tennessee. You know, they're in Eastern time zone. About this time tomorrow, there's going to be over 100,000 people at Neyland Stadium trying to figure out, can the Vols actually upset Alabama? This is the biggest game in Tennessee football history, program history, since what year, Bill, in your opinion?
01, they beat Florida, remember, because of 9/11, had to move the game to the end. They went down there and won, which was not thinkable, even though it was a good Tennessee team. Went to the SEC championship game, win as a solid favorite, and they go to their second national championship in 4 years. Of course, they had to play that incredible Miami team. Have LSU in hand at halftime and lose to the backup quarterback and the backup running back. Yeah. So I would say 0-1 right in there.
I'm with you on that. So we had an interesting discussion yesterday, and I said I've been to several Tennessee-Alabama games over the years in Knoxville and in Tuscaloosa. And I know in this window, they've been down. There's been a couple of those games in Knoxville that was, I know, it's not going to surprise anybody. They were overrun by Alabama fans. I mean, probably 50,000, Bill, in the stadium. So we had the discussion, Tennessee, this is the biggest game, you just said it, and I agree with you, in over 2 decades, which should make it a really tough ticket, and it is. And it should have Tennessee fans telling Alabama fans, I don't care what you pay me, not selling to you. So we were trying to figure out, what do you think? I said it's going to be the lowest number in a long time. They are going to keep Alabama fans out. They won't be able to completely keep them out. But what do you think it's going to look like in your mind? How many thousands do you think actually make it in there in Crimson?
A couple. Yeah, a couple. It'd be a couple thousand in there. You got to remember, there's going to be another 70,000, 80,000 outside the stadium.
Yeah,
and not the Navy. The Navy couldn't have that many people, but just everybody standing around there. And they got all these areas, venues set up where you can watch it on TV. There's going to be 200,000 people in a very tight area there, in or out. And they'll get a couple of thousand people. And Alabama fans travel, as we know. There's a lot of Alabama fans here in the 615, and that's not a Nick Saban phenomenon. It's part of it. That started in the 70s with Bear Bryant. Growing up, there were Alabama fans when I would go to school. There were Alabama fans in every class I had, and that was from Bear Bryant. So they're like the Yankees of college football. Fans adopt them that probably have never even been there, more so than any other school.
Oh, yeah.
So
no question.
Justin said 10,000 or less, and I was like, oh, wow. So you obviously agree with that. Because I was I'm not sure.
Well, and it's a tough ticket. Now, I haven't looked at the secondary market, but I have a guy that calls the show, and he said his little bowl tickets, he could get $5,000 for 2 of them. But I was told the worst ticket in the house, you may be able to get one for $500 from the secondary market.
Wow. That is something. Okay. This is another crazy twist from people I've talked to, but you've talked to people as well. So I want to know if you're getting the same vibe. It's announced Peyton Manning will be the guest picker. Oh, everybody goes crazy, right? No. People I've talked to, there are Tennessee fans like, oh, no. Every time Peyton comes to a game, they lose. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
What?
There's the Peyton Manning curse. That's
yes, the Peyton Manning curse. Is this real?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
It's real. Yeah, it's real.
I thought he was going to.
I don't know if it has more to do with he's just going to watch a crappy team play or he really does curse them. That's debatable, but it's real, the outcome.
Yeah, because he's not showing up to the UT Martin game. I mean, he's coming to the big boy games.
Right.
I just figured when they announced Peyton Manning, it's like, oh, he'll have crafts of water, he'll turn it all into wine, and he'll have a loaf of bread, and everybody's going to get fed.
Peyton was at the Broncos-Colts game,
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying, Bill.
Let's hope for not a 12-9 game.
He was at the Broncos.
And by the way, Tennessee, Alabama's played a 12-9 game in Tuscaloosa. I think it was 12-9, wasn't it, Bill?
No, it was not. It was 9-6 in Knoxville.
9-6. Okay, 9-6. Okay, so how do you think this is going to play out? By the way, okay, how about speaking of Alabama, all this Alabama talk? Is Bryce Young? I know Nick Saban said pitch count, snap count, whatever you want to call it, but what do you think? How, even if he's there, how effective do you think? I know none of us know the answer, but just your opinion. How effective do you think he's going to be in this game?
Okay, first of all, you have to assume, and you've got Jalen Milroe's tape too, so you're covered there. You have to assume he's coming out. He's playing, and you have to assume you're going to get his best punch. Now, he's got a very tender shoulder, and those things don't heal in a couple of weeks. They stay tender for a while, and he's also, Bryce Young, to have the arm he has, is a very slender quarterback. Some of these shorter quarterbacks like Russell Wilson weigh 220. Or Kyler Murray's 5'10", but he weighs 218, right?
Yeah.
This kid may weigh 185, 190. So his body is prone, right? And he's not a reckless guy. He's not trying to be Johnny Manziel, but he does get hit some, and you worry about that. And I think he trots out there. Now, I think the question is survivability. That's the question, and Tennessee's nasty, man. I mean, it's not their job to keep him upright, correct? So that's going to be it. Now, if he's protected, then it's going to be trouble because even though they don't have the superstar All-American receivers, they're getting a lot better, and they're very young, and there is speed in there. Tennessee's secondary, which is probably missing two, isn't any good with those two in there. It's not a good – it's by far the worst unit. I think they're 128th out of 131 in pass defense. So if he's able to do his thing, it's going to take a ton of points by Tennessee.
Bill, who has more pressure to win this football game?
Tennessee.
Why, sir?
I mean, Alabama, they already know that the committee, that they're number one on the committee when it comes to benefit of the doubt. Doesn't matter which team where. Alabama's the number one team. If they have one loss, which I don't think if they lost this game, I don't think they lose another one. Then they get Georgia. That's a losable game. But if they've just got that one loss, they're getting in. This does not eliminate everything. Now, look, if Tennessee loses this game, and I'm not saying the pressure's to the point where you've blown your year, everything you wanted is still there, too. Now, think about this scenario. Let's include Alabama. You run the table, and you beat Georgia. Now that'd be hard to do, right? But you're still alive. Or this scenario, guys. Let's say you beat Alabama, you lose to Georgia, you don't get to the SEC championship game, so you don't have to play Alabama again. Georgia has to play them. Georgia beats them. Maybe you're the other SEC team. You may benefit there by losing the Georgia game later.
That's an interesting theory. That's a very interesting theory.
That's a long shot because you need other leagues to screw up.
Yeah, I was going to say, but
doable.
Are the folks in the Big 12 going to like that a whole lot at this point, Bill? If that's what happens,
it doesn't matter. They don't get the benefit of the doubt. Oklahoma State with one loss does not get the benefit of the doubt. They just don't.
Bill, if Tennessee does win this game, what are they thinking down in Athens, Georgia, at that point?
Oh, look, they've recruited. They have as long a roster as anybody in players. And they're not playing well right now. They're not losing games, though, to learn lessons, right? They're just playing poorly and winning. They played well in the Auburn game once they got going, second half. Missouri game didn't play well. The MAC game they played prior didn't play very well either. But it's still a lot of dogs, man. And I mean that metaphorically, too. A lot of talent. And they've got the best tight end other than Michael Mayer at Notre Dame in America, who they can feed to. I don't think they're worried at all. They get Tennessee in Athens. Now, it could be a good game. It could be a contentious game, but Georgia's not worried about it. Man, they're holding a national championship right now. They're not worried.
Bill, I want to ask you about beating Nick Saban in particular, because I think that plays a factor for Tennessee fans especially. Who have not been able to beat Nick Saban the entire time. And the reason why I think there's a lot of pressure on Tennessee, if anything, is because we don't know if Nick Saban is going to be around the next time this game comes back to Knoxville in a couple of years. Who knows? Who knows, Bill? But I'm just saying, how much of a factor is Nick Saban's win-loss record against the Vols going to be for at least the fans? I know the players and all that. At least in the fans' psyche, how big of a role does Nick Saban play here?
Think big. I mean, even the average fan who doesn't obsess over this stuff 24 hours a day, every day of the year like me for 50 years, knows that this guy has developed into the best that's ever done it in college. He's better than the other best guy, Bear Bryant, at the same school, and he was the best guy until Nick's run here.
Which is insane.
And,
yes,
and
sir.
the average guy at the bar knows this. So that's big. And let me also say this. Nick Saban isn't looking to go play golf or to get on this pontoon boat and go around the lake. Nick Saban's hobby is football. He'll be around into that new contract's through, 29, 30, and I'm not saying that means he'll be 8, 10 more years. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I would.
Really? Bill?
He doesn't want to put it down. He wants to die on the job. I'm serious.
Really, Bill? He talks about the lake house in Georgia, that he wants to go to at some point, Bill. I know I've heard him mention that. You've heard him mention that. But you're saying that's not really what he's ever going to do?
Heck no. Spends a week, guys, he only spends a week there a year anyways. He spends a week there. He's got friends in the United Arab Emirates, and they fly his wife out there about a week a year. He doesn't want to. He's not Steve Spurrier looking to, how can I play 18 holes every day? He doesn't have a hobby. His hobby is 20 hours a day grinding and grinding and grinding until everybody's passed out and I'm still up grinding. That's his hobby.
Wow. I'm sorry. He called me off. Bill, honestly, you called me off guard, sir. I have never heard anyone express that so strongly. Normally people are more hesitant about what his future is going to be and kind of on eggshells. Well, this could be the year. They're grooming the next guy and all this other stuff. But I will say they've been grooming the next guy for quite some time. And so far, the next guy hasn't come down the pike for him. Another SEC game.
Aren't we all glad we got rid of coach in waiting? That was the dumbest phase ever.
That went out there. But I just want to ask you real quick before we move on here to moving on to the other game. If it's not Tennessee, who is the other team out of the East who could possibly challenge Georgia, or is that ship sailed here?
No. That's if there is a team, they've yet to be announced into the Eastern Division someday.
So Texas, maybe?
Down the line here.
Yeah, not Oklahoma right now for sure.
Not Kentucky. Kentucky inconsistent with some of their play.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
No. Especially without Levis. That's where I was going, Bill. It's very clear. I know this is not some shocking statement. The quarterback position is kind of important in football. Kentucky without Will Levis, they can't win. Arkansas without KJ Jefferson, they can't win. These teams, if they don't have their quarterback, they're just screwed. Like, they're not going to be able to win. I guess what's surprising is just how bad they are, and how different they look without their guy under center.
No question.
The other thing is, I declared yesterday, tell me if you agree or disagree. I've watched Ole Miss now really closely the last couple of weeks against Kentucky and Vanderbilt. But I've watched them all season. And I know it's been a nice season, nice start. I get it. They're highly ranked. They're undefeated. But I'm just trying to be honest. I think they're a fraud. I don't really think they're world beaters. I think their day is about to come up. I think they're going to start dropping some games. What say you? Do you agree or disagree?
Well, it depends on your definition of fraud. They're going to be 9-0 perhaps, and then their last three they could lose. That wouldn't be shocking. Somewhere in there, well, the Egg Bowl is Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a very good team. You could lose that game. They've got Alabama. You're going to lose that game. And they still have, they still got LSU. They still have Arkansas. I'm not looking at the schedule, but there's three very losable games down the stretch. I think they could be 9-3.
Okay.
And coming up a double-digit win season, Ole Miss doesn't get double-digit win seasons, period. They've got one since Johnny Vaught, okay? Johnny Vaught Hemingway Stadium. He retired in the early 70s. So they're hard to come by there. 19 wins in 2 years, and that doesn't even include the bowl game that they'll get in. It's still pretty good, but they're not an SEC West, could be the champion. They're not that.
Can Penn State go to the Big House and beat Michigan?
Yes. I worry about that. I think they're a little too young. They've got a lot of good talent, a lot of young talent, a lot of athletic talent. They've got a backup quarterback who's going to be their superstar. They're not playing him yet, a 5-star too. But I can't pick them in the Big House. I think it'll be a really good game, but I don't know if I think they can close the deal at Michigan.
Buying or selling Chip Kelly at UCLA?
Well, now I always talk about this on the show. I've never understood that. Right now wouldn't be the time to buy it because the stock's up so high. I don't want to buy it when it's peaking, right?
Yeah.
I want to buy it when it's in the tank. So I'm not buying them right now if I'm going by virtue of the stock market. But am I a believer that they could be the champion out there? Having no thoughts about that in the preseason. I mean, I'm starting to come around a little bit. Guys, it may come down to the UCLA-USC game for the champion. Maybe what if those two teams are undefeated? I don't think that's ever happened in that last game. Not in modern history that I know of. That would be remarkable for those two. And, man, they're good. Now, they've got a very veteran quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who feels like he's been there 6, 7, 8 years, but he's a senior, and he's having a heck of a good year. That offense is good. And, they're actually stopping people. They're playing defense, too. It could come down to that game. So I'm believing today, if that answers you.
Okay, last thing. Do you think that there will be a gigantic groan from the entire country because it's the usual suspects? Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson. Basically the same teams we keep seeing over and over and over again as the Final Four, or do you think it's going to be different?
Well, chalk gets in every year. That's true. But I don't think you get all of the chalk. 3 of the 4, 2 of the 4, absolutely. Usually don't get 4 of the 4. Usually you don't. Yeah, there'll be a groan. There's a groan every year, though. It doesn't really. We only had 2 teams worthy of 4 slots last year. That was Georgia and Alabama. The other 2 teams could not win it.
Yep.
Cincinnati, good team. Ohio State couldn't win it. All right, just not good enough, those teams. But here's the thing. They can moan and groan all they want. I told you, there was a 100% chance that within the next 3 years they're going to 12. So, I mean, if somebody just wants to be miserable and groan, they can do that, but it's going to happen. It's not even a what if. It is 100% they're going to 12 soon.
Wow.
Now, you know what happens then, guys? It doesn't really change the moaning and groaning. It just changes the number you start moaning and groaning about.
Yeah.
So we actually will be doing a show in 4 years, guys. I may bring a detonation device with me if this happens on the show, too. And somebody will be bitching about number 13. I'm not kidding.
Listen.
I would not. Of course that's true. That is 100% a fact.
We let 64 teams play college basketball and whine about number 65
Correct.
or 60,
And then they moved it to 68.
Yeah, and then we whine about 69 and 70 right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
No.
Guys in the NIT, they got snubbed
Yeah.
every year.
That is not a stretch, Bill. That will absolutely happen.
No question.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the visit. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Bill Keene, every day, 6 to 9 a.m.
Coming to a sports radio show near you. I can't believe Syracuse got snubbed. Syracuse
you
didn't
know
get
that'll
in.
happen. You know that's going to happen.
Ranked number 15. How did they not get in?
For sure that's going to happen. So he will react everything on these airwaves starting at 6 a.m. on Monday because there's some big college football games this weekend. And, of course, we talked in bulk about the biggest, Alabama and Tennessee. We'll come back. More of the McFarland Show next. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today and get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed. When you place your first $5 bet, that's a free bet back. Your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with the promo code WNSR. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. With live betting, you'll get updated odds on games that have already started. It's super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets. Win or lose with the promo code WNSR. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years of age or older and present here in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawable. Free bets that expire in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, this message is for you. Congress has passed $80 billion in funding to more than double the size of the IRS. 87,000 new IRS employees means more audits, collections, and penalties. This will make the IRS larger than the Pentagon, State Department, FBI, and Border Control combined. Now is the time to call Civic Tax Relief.
I owe the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Their tax resolution specialists can stop the IRS from taking money out of your paycheck.
With Civic Tax Relief, they were able to save me upwards of $80,000 that I would have had to pay.
For your free tax relief information, call now. 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
800-841-0908.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Five-state forecast. Your exclusive national sports radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. Today is going to be sunny with a high of 76. A mainly clear night tonight, low 54. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 80. Sunday, clouds and a spot of shower or thunderstorm. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi. Sports Radio, WNSR.
Good stuff. Bill King talking all things college football with us here on the McFarland Show. Guardians and Yankees in New York right now. They are in
They're going to the 8th.
Going to the 8th, still tied at 2?
Still tied at 2.
Game 2 of that series. Of course, the Yankees took game 1, so a big game for the Guardians. They need to even up this series. Braves and Phillies. Strider versus Nola. That will be at 3:37 first pitch, so we will be off the air at around 3:19 or 3:20, somewhere around there.
3:18 and 51 seconds.
Or 3:18,
according to NASA and Devlin.
Yes.
That is the calculation.
Something like that.
3:18:51.
So a little bit of an abbreviated show. So Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, Tennessee, USC, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Penn State, UCLA, and TCU. What do they all have in common?
They are all undefeated on the football season, sir.
Yes, they are all undefeated. And I guess I should throw in Syracuse and James Madison, but I don't think anybody believes they're going to make 4. But if there were 12, okay, it may be different. Those teams are all undefeated.
Yes.
Now, we're only at the halfway point of the college football season.
Lots of football to go.
Long ways to go.
Yeah.
Who would you give – okay, take away – I want you to take out the 4 that I said.
Okay.
The 4 that have been getting there consistently year in and year out.
Yeah.
Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson. Of the others, a team, and possibly if you want to go 2, a team that you believe has a realistic shot of getting in there in the end. In the end, they'll be in the Final Four.
I just want to be clear. You're saying outside of the top 4.
Like, because Bill said, look, I think he was answering my question going, I believe somebody else, maybe even 2, is going to get in there. It will not be all 4 of them. It will not be chalk.
Okay.
Because those are the 4 chalk teams, right?
Yeah.
They're the chalk teams in the standings currently, and they're the chalk teams that keep getting there on a consistent basis in the college football playoffs. So I want to take, outside of chalk, a team or 2 that you think realistically can end up in the Final Four.
Well, Southern Cal is the obvious first choice on that list. Only because, think about this, and I'm thinking about it from not so much from the football side, but from the committee side. If you were trying to get some new blood in this pairing of 4, the most obvious team, if you can get them, is USC for obvious reasons. The market size, the coach that they have, the history that they bring to the table. If you have an opportunity to get them into that 4, if you have an opportunity to have a USC versus Georgia or a USC versus Alabama playoff game, who isn't into that? So they are going to be like A1, I think, or number 1 overall, just far and away. If they got the opportunity to get those guys in, they're going to be in. Is USC is the first choice in that. Outside of USC, yeah, I mean, Penn State would be good, but Penn State's got to go undefeated.
One of them's going to go down.
One of them's going to go down.
Penn State, Michigan, somebody's getting eliminated.
And here's the problem with Penn State. Even if Penn State beats Michigan, and that's possible, it is not beyond Penn State to stub their toe further down the line against, I don't know, Illinois or I don't know who. Pick somebody. Michigan State, even though I think they've already beat Michigan State. I'm just saying, they have been known for the November trip and fall somewhere when we all thought they were going and it was good, and then all of a sudden they messed around and lost to Iowa when everybody thought they were supposed to be much better than that.
After Michigan, they have Minnesota, Ohio State, Indiana, Maryland, Rutgers, Michigan State.
See, you know what's so crazy? They could lose to Maryland somehow. I don't know how.
Maryland and Ohio State are both at home, though.
Because you just read that schedule. So it's never with Penn State, the trick is it's never the obvious thing. It's never like, oh, Ohio State's going to get them. No. They'll beat Ohio State and then lose to Maryland somehow and throw the whole thing awry. because they do it every year. If not, they would have way more national championships than they do. They're just in the conversation. They never actually get there.
That's how I view Oklahoma State, by the way.
Oklahoma State is also, they're on the outside looking in, but they too always stub their toe.
Against Iowa State
or somebody.
Baylor or something.
They'll mess around and lose to Kansas State all of a sudden. And it's just like, what was that?
Yep.
What was that? You're supposed to beat them by 2 touchdowns. What is going on? And they'll do it in late November and throw the whole thing into chaos. But you bring up so those are. Let me just stop there. I'll take those as my 2.
Okay.
If you're Southern Cal, if you're Penn State, if you are undefeated, or even with 1 loss, if you got an opportunity, if you're the committee, if you really want some new blood, and in my case, I'm thinking it's not really new blood, it's new old blood. It's, because USC and Penn State are not new college football programs, but they are college football programs with deep history that would create wonderful matchups just on paper. Just me saying USC versus Georgia playoff game, everybody under the sound of my voice, if you're interested in football at all, is into that instantly. You're going to be watching that game. Penn State versus Alabama in a playoff game. Who's not into that? I mean, you want to watch that. So I think there's a lot, and let's not kid ourselves. The College Football Committee has been about creating buzz, creating talk. That's what a lot of this is for, some people have speculated. So I think if they wanted to create even more, you bring in these classic matchups and these classic fan bases and let them build an uproar of a game for you.
All right, back to wrap up the first hour next.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Lines staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Lines signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs or a Bar Lines double stack and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
The Braves are on another run at the title, and that starts with the Division Series. It's a battle of division foes as the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies square up in the National League Division Series.
Into the air towards deep right center field, and that one is gone! Dansby lays the lumber!
Coverage begins Friday afternoon at 3:20, right here on Nashville's home for defending world champions Atlanta Braves. Nashville Sports Radio.
Yankees Guardians in the 8th tied at 2. Padres-Dodgers will be the nightcap game. Braves-Phillies sandwiched in between. When we come back, we'll hit on the Predators' home opener last night against Dallas.
Do we have to?
We do. Bring it up. They're in Dallas tomorrow night.
Just move on. We don't have to talk about that.
We'll talk about the Goose.
Come.
And am I talking about Goose Gossage? I don't know. You'll need to listen to find out what goose we're talking about. Duck? I don't know.
Goose got loose.
Goose got loose. And also, Al Michaels and what he had to say last night.
Oh, man.
During the broadcast. You're listening to The McFarland Show, live here on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
On air and online, Sports Radio, WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Rena Roy. Former President Trump responding today after a subpoena to testify before the January 6th committee.
He's called this a witch hunt. He said that they didn't follow the appropriate lines of investigative efforts here, but specifically not replying to the subpoena.
ABC's Catherine Falders. In a statement, President Biden saying enough after a mass shooting in Raleigh, North Carolina that left 5 people dead. The suspect, a 15-year-old boy in critical condition. Secretary of State Antony Blinken today meeting with Iranian civil society activists at the State Department amid widespread anti-government protests in Iran.
This is the Iranian people standing up with extraordinary courage.
The protesting began when a woman was killed while in the custody of the so-called morality police for improperly wearing her hijab. President Biden expected to lay out a plan to lower costs amid decades-high inflation during an Irvine, California speech this afternoon. This is ABC News.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your bet doesn't win. Just sign up with our promo code TAS. There's so many great deals. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. And you get paid your winnings fast. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online, real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the TN Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now on the Cure Hotline at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty there.
Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour on this Friday afternoon. We're just rolling right along. They are in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees, Guardians still tied at 2. Braves and Phillies coming up on our coverage here in about 16, 17 minutes or so.
Bottom of the 8th, starting to get tight up there.
Starting to get tight.
Starting to get tight up there in Yankee Stadium.
We're live on the We're live here at the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Our Cure Hotline is wide open until we go to Braves Phillies here soon. That number is 615-844-5600. Don't forget, you can see us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're smiling. Justin is waving. He looks like he does on television. He's still all suited
No,
up.
I don't.
No, he
Quite,
doesn't have the sport coat and the tie.
Not quite. We're not sitting up like that.
No.
We're not doing the TV sit up. We're not doing the, the ties all the way up with the right posture. No, this is, I'm still bent over here. But, if you want to do this, you want to sit up, you want to focus in, put your hand placement. Now we're there.
Okay.
See how that works?
You can watch us. Let's go to Nate down in Columbia. Nate, what's up?
Hey, Nate.
What's up, guys? Unfortunately, I did not see Darren at the game last night, but it's okay. It was probably for the best because I probably would have just kind of ranted to you. But I still think I would have rather watched that than the Thursday night game. So I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Look, as bad as it was, believe me, you still made the right choice.
But I don't know if you saw Darren, but at one point, I was walking past one of the TVs and I saw the Temple score, and I literally said out loud at a nice volume, "Oh bleep!"
Yes,
because it was like 70-13. I was like, "What is happening?" Anyways, I think the Preds overall, I'm giving my overall Game 1 experience for this year. Obviously, they did not play well. I liked the TVs all across the concession areas, but I will have to say I am disappointed with the hot chicken corn dog because they did not have the spicy ranch that they were supposed to have. Day one, they did not have that, and when it's by itself, it's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible.
Was it a good size for you? Was it big enough? Was the corn dog, for what you paid?
Obviously the pictures make it look better than what it is because it's not as giant as you think it is. It's not the giant turkey leg size, but you get at festivals.
Yes,
but
sir.
it was still a really good size.
Yes, sir.
I had, Nate, the street corn in basically like a waffle cone last night.
Okay, I've seen
I'll have to tell my wife about that.
Yeah. Now, I did score. Look, this is the first time I've been in the stands with the fam in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a whole new experience for me, and we had a great time other than, as you mentioned, the scoreboard and the way they played. They didn't play particularly great at all, and it bit them.
Yeah.
But we got Lexus Lounge passes, too. And let me just say,
nice.
Oh, yeah, we were down there.
That's where the premium food is.
Wait. So is that where you got the street corn?
Yeah. So I was going to say, I got it down there. So I don't know if it's upstairs as well.
There is a divide with some of the new options. We had this on the news this morning. There is a divide between where some of the menu items are. Some of them are just in the premium section only.
I may have been in first class last night, Nate, is what I'm saying.
Maybe
it's not in coach.
With the Grey Poupon.
Maybe it's not in coach.
I was going to say, you went from being Darren to Darren.
Yeah, exactly. I was down at the Lexus Lounge last night, and it was fabulous.
Did you see the pregame video with, I can't remember the guy's name, the singer, that you would think he's a rap guy, but he's a country guy, and he's really
Jelly
big.
Roll?
Yeah. Did you see that?
No, but I saw him on the Jumbotron last night trying to get the crowd pumped up.
That's what. So pregame. This is also part of my grade. Overall they get a C. With Jelly Roll on the screen during the pregame stuff, he would be on the screen, his mouth would be moving, and then I don't know how long later, because I wasn't trying to pay attention to the time on the screen, you would hear the sound that was supposed to be on the screen coming from his mouth. It was almost like I was watching the Preds streaming on my laptop or on my phone and having the radio on my boombox play, because it would be like, sound first and then you see the play, or play first and then you see the sound. It was that bad.
No, I didn't see. I was down in the Lexus Lounge pregame.
They don't have those kind of problems at the Lexus Lounge.
I don't.
Got to step up to Darren's level, Nate. Got to step your game up to Darren. To Darren's level.
It's Darian at Lexus Lounge. They call me Darian at Lexus Lounge.
I don't have those connections.
Well, it was a one-off, okay? It was a one-off, okay? And it's not like I've got
cashed in
Lexus
his
Lounge
chips
passes.
early. Cashed in his chips early.
I pushed all in, okay,
All
on the
in.
season opener. I'm done,
Up
man.
front.
Overall, I had fun, but the entire of the experience of how they did personally, give them a C on the first night.
Okay. I thought what'd you think about the player, like the tracking? I don't know what they're calling it. Who's on the ice, their minutes, how fast they're skating. I thought it's pretty interesting. That got my attention.
Personally, I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't like it was up on the screen the entire time, which is probably a good thing. But my wife, Amanda, she said she probably wasn't that big on it. Like she didn't particularly like it all too much. So, but I will say what's really cool, I don't know if you saw this on the ribbons, but they had the shot speed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
But yeah, the thing on Thing Vision, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Might have to just get used to it because it's something different and new. So
yeah, we all battle with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll grow on you. Hey, don't be a stranger. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, sir.
Go Balls.
I did. Okay, yeah. They're going to need all that. They're going to need every bit of that tomorrow.
Support.
I did see that UCF score down when I was down in the Lexus Lounge. They got some big TVs down there. Let me tell you, Justin, it is so nice. Yes. I saw the score, and I was like, do I need to get my glasses out? Because am I looking at this right? They won 70-13 over Temple.
Oh.
Is Temple that bad?
There's a lot.
They're not an 0-4 team. They've won a couple of games.
A lot of hurt Owls this morning.
70-13.
Not nice to the Owls.
They got their wings clipped, clearly.
Be careful. I thought Owls were endangered. Be careful.
Yeah.
Jeez.
After that game, they are.
Be careful.
Now, look, I know with your TV connections, you've been down to the Lexus Lounge. Oh, I know you have.
I don't even. Yeah, I think I have. It's been a few years, but yeah, I think I have been down to the Lexus Lounge.
No, you would know. Okay, then you haven't been.
I don't think I've been there.
You would know. It's not something you forget.
Really?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay. All right. Then maybe I haven't been down there to the Lexus Lounge.
Yeah, the Lexus Lounge.
To the Lexus Lounge.
It's where the other half lives. Let me just tell you, I love. But don't. I'm not pretending like that. That was it. That was my one-off.
That was your one?
I cashed all the chips. I was all in.
You had one favor, called it in.
The
this
poker
is
reference.
it. This is it, and then we're done now.
Maddox's birthday. There
Okay.
You go.
All right.
We did it.
You only turn, that age once. So,
Well said.
Yeah.
Folks, you cannot get that anywhere else. That's why you listen to this show.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to the Cure Hotline. 844-5600. Eric is up next.
Eric.
Hey, good morning. Good afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
Afternoon, sir.
Hey, guys, y'all may have seen this cross call. I just saw it a few minutes ago. I saw where Bruce Sutters passed away.
Yes, I heard that today. Sad.
That's very
sad. Yeah, it is. And, guys, I've got a little college football, and then I was going to get to the pros right here in just a minute. And I guess you probably also already know that apparently Bryce Young is scheduled to start and play tomorrow. In fact, I heard reports that the point spread has now went up to about like 9.5.
8.5.
Ooh.
Yeah,
8.5. Bama's favored by 8.5. The over/under 66 now.
Yesterday it was 7.
Yes.
Wow.
Or 7.5. I'd not heard, but yeah, Bryce Young expects to play. Guys, I think it's going to be a tremendous game. If you ask me, Jake, I got a feeling Alabama's going to win. Wouldn't be surprised. But I will say this, guys. If he's not 100% healthy, I definitely think Tennessee's got a shot.
Oh, he's not going to be 100%, Eric. Look, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not around the program, but there's no way he's going to be 100%.
Yeah.
He probably is not, and I think the reason they're playing him is they figure without him they probably wouldn't win. But I definitely think this game is possibly potentially going to be a shootout.
Well, little Nicky would never say he's on a. He said pitch count, but snap count if he was 100%.
Yeah. But that's just my feeling. The only thing I would really be surprised about is if Tennessee wins in a blowout. I don't see that, but I think if Tennessee wins in a blowout, I don't see that. I think either Alabama or Tennessee more likely is going to win in a real close game.
I'm just saying right now, if Tennessee wins in a blowout, there'll be a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people arrested. Saturday night or Sunday morning.
You're right. And they'll definitely, probably, if they win big, they might jump to the top 4 if that happens. But we'll see.
We'll
but
be able to smell the cigar smoke from here.
You also heard reports. I think Peyton Manning's going to be the guest on the thing tomorrow. So that's definitely going to get the crowd fired up. But guys, as far as the pros, I'm also glad I don't have Amazon Prime to see that horrible game last night. Both teams have their issues, and it looks like the Washington team, in a way, you feel sorry for Ron Rivera because he's dealing with a lot of off-the-field stuff, and they won't get into that. But it appears he probably won't be the coach after this year. And of course, the Bears, I really feel bad for Justin Fields. He's a talented quarterback, but he has no help literally around him. And it's not his fault, but it's just like, what can you do? And that's bad, and that's on the management of the Bears and their drafts, of just not drafting the proper players.
He put that game-winning throw right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got to catch the ball. I mean, it's not even that hard of a catch, honestly. It was contested, but you're being paid, man.
You're an
Make
NFL
that catch, dude.
I didn't see the game, but I saw the highlights where the guy, he should have caught that ball. It should have been a touchdown, but he didn't catch it. And when he did catch it, it was out.
He was a half yard short. He was.
You feel bad for him, guys. And then real quick, I'll get to this, and you guys probably agree with me. I think the 3 big games, of course, Dallas and Philadelphia. Even though I love the Cowboys, I got a feeling the Eagles are going to win, guys, in a low-scoring defensive game. There's the thing is if the Eagles win this game, guys, they could go on a run as far as staying undefeated because their next 4 games are all against teams under 500. They play the Steelers, the Texans, Washington again for a second time, and then the Colts. So there's a possibility they could win those next 4 games after that because I saw their schedule.
The last time the Eagles started off like this, Eric?
Yeah.
You know where they ended up?
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, you're right. And also, I think the Cowboys have just played Detroit and Chicago, which they'll be favored in both those games. But I think Dak's the one that's got to come back, although people are saying if Cooper Rush runs again, he'll probably stay in the lineup, even though I don't think overall he's better than Dak. But it's kind of what Dak went through when it was Tony Romo and he took his job. So even though I definitely don't think Cooper Rush is the better quarterback, but we'll see what happens. But
look, for my fantasy team, I need Dak back. Okay, I need him back now.
And the thing about it is, for them to win, Dak has got to play within this offense and within himself. As long as he's throwing the ball not more than about 30 times a game, I think they've got a shot. But if he's throwing the ball more than 30 times, they're in trouble because I think the most you want to throw him is between 20 and 30. As far as Buffalo and Kansas City, which is another big game, even though Buffalo went to Kansas City and won last year, they had to go to Kansas City again and lose. So whoever wins this game, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have home field advantage, although I definitely consider them 1 and 2, and whoever else you want to put after them is whoever else. Like some would say the Chargers, some would say Baltimore, and some would also say
Eric,
Cincinnati. So,
Eric, we got to roll to Braves Phillies, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, take care. Y'all have a great weekend.
You
too, Eric. Thank
Appreciate it. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today and get started for $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back in the first bet if it doesn't win. Just sign up, use the promo code WNSR. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can also combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with same-game parlays. They also have live betting that's updated throughout the game. Get paid with your winnings fast. It's all on an app. It's safe, secure, super easy. $150 in free bets, win or lose. Use the promo code WNSR. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, the official sports book partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years of age or older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms in sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789. That will do it for us, Justin, as we have not been alerted that there's rain in Philadelphia. I think that's it.
I think we're all clear. Ready for Braves World Championship Baseball. Say it while you can.
Wow.
Soak it in. Soak it in. Tomorrow's not promised.
Plenty to dissect and talk about on Monday.
And imagine all of this without Titans football. The Titans aren't even playing. We'll still have a full plate on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll get back at it because they have to go the rest of the way.
Yes, they do.
They had the first bye week.
Yep.
So they will have the rest of the season. No more off weeks. That'll do it for us. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy all the sports, and we look forward to talking to you at 2 o'clock on Monday. Stay tuned. Braves and Phillies. That's next.